This chair doesn't go up.
It goes downwards. Is that the one that shrinks when you put on?
Yeah, I think that's the one.
All right, so is it going? Yeah. All right, so the time is 6 o'clock and we're starting the budget public hearing for the town government budget. Let's start with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we'll start, we have a PowerPoint, which is fine to use that. So this is an overview of the budget for proposed budget for the fiscal year 24-25. Hang on, I'm trying to get it to start. Okay.
You want to double check it?
Well, it's just not good. So this one right here.
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so some changes to the revenue this year. The LoSiP, which is a grant that we get from the state, it's about $30,000, a little more than that. The state's changed their reporting on that, and we used to just have it in the revenue, and now to do their accounting, we have to put it in our budget as well. So that it evens out. It is an increase in the budget. 36,119. 36,119 is the addition. So that's added to the budget, but it's also in the revenue, so it balances it out. And the grand list remained flat, so there weren't any increases to that, and some of that has to do with the changes in the motor vehicle tax assessment. So that's reflected there. So the revenue, there was no increase in that.
So the 36,000 for total budget is 2,640,000. 1% is $26,000. So 1% of our budget increase represents adding LoSiP in for expenditures.
Yeah.
And also same balancing but not coming into revenue. So the increase that we see at 6.8 really is not 6.8, it's really 5.8 because it washes out.
Right.
Just wanted to make that clear, but
Thank you. It's helpful to have math people. Number of people are on. All right.
And it does, is that what the, Julie, on the budget list, 5.71? Is that what Jim is referring to?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, no, where you got five?
page 1, Board of Selectmen budget.
No.
no, in the gross budget, the very last page, page 4.
The total.
Our total is 2,640,706. So 36,000 is a little bit.
Got it, okay, so the 6.87 is actually roughly 5.87.
Really more like 5.5 or something thereabouts.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just to make it more palatable to people so they understand that we're not trying to.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that it looks that way, but you have to put it in, you know, the LoSiP we used to have came from the state and you did it like a grant. You have to take the money and they give you that as a grant, but now they're giving it to us every year. So it's just like county roads. It's in the budget, it's in the revenue, but it doesn't increase in the revenue.
Checks them in.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
So the projected increases in this budget are mostly in public safety. The addition we were just talking about with the LoSiP, the LoSiP in the budget. There's, price increases around the board on goods and services, increase in public works, staffing changes, and the early voting. And it can all be seen on the budget.
Sure. The, it was for his, application, the cost for early voting that the state has imposed on us, no,
That's
it's almost
about-
15 grand.
Yes. Yeah,
Just so everybody understands why the numbers are going up, we
Yeah.
just don't, it's not like we want to spend money willy-nilly.
no, and, people are following along on the budget. The public safety is line item on page 2, line 57,000. And it's about 32,000. And fire protection. That's also because of an increase in goods and services as well. And for public works, it's the same. Everything's going up in cost and our vehicles are getting older, so there's more in maintaining them. And the equipment, well, the truck maintenance didn't change, but the equipment maintenance because of that. And the tree removal. We're taking it out of, right now, we have that as a capital project, but it is a reoccurring expense because we've been adding to it like every year. And we see it as a continuing that we'll need, tree removal over $10,000. And staffing changes. That we have, our town hall aide was, 10 hours and we increased that to 20 for the needs of the other staff, so.
But that addition doesn't bring them in to full-time, so
No,
that they're
still
not
part-
covered by the additional
Right, so we
benefits of.
Of
Sure,
insurance.
no benefits.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then with the early voting that we talked about,
You can go for a little more.
yeah. So next,
How much was the early voting again?
15 grand plus, I think.
yeah. The early voting is line.
Page 30. In the bottom, 59,000.
Register of voters.
Yeah. 13,700.
Super. That's all.
What line number?
Uh,
59,140. Bottom of page 3, register of voters, the first entry.
First entry.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
So then we're on to capital projects report. So. For the capital project plan that we have, is we call our long-term capital improvement plan. It's where we record and keep track of things that are expenses that are, they're not recurring expenses. They're, usually for replacement or repairs of existing, things or, future or other projects. So our plan last year, some of the projects that we've completed that we've removed from the plan are the Wiley School Road, west, paving, the road and drain repairs have been completed. The Wiley School East paving, the road and drain repairs have been completed. The meeting house, the demolition has been completed. And the emergency communication radios, the radios for the fire department and public works and the Board of Ed, they've been purchased with the ARPA funds and we're waiting for them to be received and installed. Projects that we've added this year is an ambulance. The Valentine Fire Department's ambulance will need to be replaced in about 4 to 6 years. The ambulances are at least $400,000, so the fire department's saving money towards it and the town will contribute, so we're starting that capital project for that. Public safety equipment, the Valentine Fire Department's SCBA packs need to be replaced. They have end of life, and I'm not 100% the time, but I think it's 4 or 5 years, because we did have it in the capital projects like 4 or 5 years ago. And the jaws of life equipment needs to be updated. School building needs, the generator at the Valentine Elementary School has reached its end of life and needs replacing. That's an emergency shelter area, so we have that as on a priority.
How old is the generator?
I think it's Jack might know, is it 30 years?
Yeah, I think it's pushing that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we say end of life, we really mean end of life.
Community wells, we've received the Community Investment Fund grant to cover the planning phase of community wells for Bennett Circle area and downtown area of town. This project was formerly included in the downtown revitalization project, but we're separating it now into its own project because we added Bennett Circle, which is not in the downtown area. For roads, there's no line item in our budget for the cost of drain repairs and replacement. And the line item for road maintenance supplies and road repairs are grossly underfunded or non-existent. So for the 24-25 fiscal year, Public Works would like to repair and replace drains and chip seal on Brown Road. So that's been added. And then projects in progress that we're still working on for fiscal year 24-25 is the Forge Hill Bridge. The town has been awarded full funding for the Forge Hill Bridge replacement with a federal, state, and local bridge program. This includes the engineering, testing, project management, and bridge replacement. Construction is expected to begin in 2026. And a video of the Connecticut DOT project description can be found on the town YouTube channel if anyone wants to learn more about that. The town hall and library renovation. This project was formerly known as town hall renovation. The town applied for and received a 22-23 steep grant of $300,000 for renovations to the town hall and the library. The sidewalks have been replaced, the carpets in town hall have been removed and flooring installed. The bathrooms in town hall have been updated and plumbing improvements in town hall have been completed, and the furnace that both the library and town hall used has been removed. The chimney on the town hall has been removed and the exterior facade has been repointed. Next in the project is fixing the outside lighting, electrical, and repairing the walls in the assessor's vault, and other projects will be completed as the funding allows. Downtown revitalization, the Gate Street Recreation Complex planning project has been completed. We received a TRIP grant in the amount of $950,911 for sidewalks on Route 138. The goal is to have sidewalks from the Valentine Package Store to the Riverside Mall, and the total cost of the project will determine how much sidewalk we can actually complete with the grant amount. So we are getting ready to go out to bid for the engineering for the sidewalks, and then we'll determine the price and how much we can do. The playscape, the town has received a steep grant for the cost of the new playscape equipment. And for the Gate Street Recreation Complex plan, the playscape will be installed in the middle of the walking track, and a committee is currently working with Childscapes on the design and equipment that will be put there. Flashing school signs. On April 25th, 2024, the Connecticut State DOT Department of State Traffic Administration approved the town's request for the installation of school speed limit 25 miles per hour when flashing signs. We are currently working on the purchase of 2 signs, and we are working with the Connecticut DOT on updating the school zone signage, so they'll be out there hopefully within the week, updating the existing signs. And then when we get our signs in, we will be putting them up. And we have to remove the flashing lights. So, Voluntown Firehouse improvements. We've been working with Silver Petroselli and Associates on the design of an addition to the Voluntown Firehouse that includes bunk rooms, as well as updating the existing building for ADA compliance. An outbuilding for storage and training is also in the plans. This stage of the project is covered with ARPA funds. We are almost ready to start applying for grants for the project. Public information meeting will be held soon to introduce the plans to the residents. So it'll be noticed when we have all of our stuff together. And Finn Beach, sand has been purchased and added to Finn Beach. We're still waiting to hear back from the DEP boating division about the buoy guidelines, as the ones on file haven't been updated in over a decade. So we just want to make sure that they haven't changed any of the safety requirements, which they probably did, before we purchase new buoys. So we're hoping to have this finished by the time the beach opens. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but hopefully so. So that's an update on the capital projects and the grants that we're working on. So for the project funding recommendations for this fiscal year, and this, again, this money doesn't come out of the budget or from the mill rate. This is money that we have in our unassigned, like, forgot the name of it, in the unassigned fund. So it's public works. We have equipment, $50,000 for public works equipment, $50,000 for public works garage needs, and $100,000 for roads. 85,000 for the school generator, 40,000 under public safety, 115,000 on public safety. 40 of that is towards the ambulance. 60,000 is for the updated Jaws of Life equipment. 15,000 is for the SCBA packs, and then 10,000 for our retail.
Can I ask you a question?
Yep.
Under the public works, what are you looking at for equipment, 50,000, and what the garage needs for 50,000?
Okay, so for equipment, we already have money in the set aside for the capital project for equipment, and the equipment that they need is, well, there was a sidewalk tractor in there, which they just purchased this year. So the remaining money will be used. They need a loader for the salt shed. So that would be the next purchase, and they also need a truck, like a kind of like the pickup truck they have, but enough to fit everyone in. So if they go to training, or if they're just working around town instead of bringing a bigger truck. So, and they're also looking for one that can tow some things instead of using a bigger truck. So they currently have a little weight pickup truck that's not going to last much longer.
The garage needs?
Oh, the garage needs, that is, we don't have a generator over there right now. So we need a generator. We need the diesel tank that's out there the computer part of it is at its end of life, and the company went out of business. So we need to update the diesel tank, and the computer program, and the generator is going to need more propane tanks. So that as well. And I think we covered that. Yeah. Okay, next. You can go back to the grants, because we still have some other ones on there. The senior van. Well, this is pretty impressive too, because this is just the number of grant amount and money that we've received in grant funding, is over $7 million. Some of those grants I just talked about, but the senior van, I just got word will be here in July. The amount is probably actually more than 75,000, because it was ordered before COVID originally. And, it's taking so long because of the cost. The parts were hard to find, and then the company that the state, got the contract with, something happened and they had to go out for another contract, and, so the amount actually ended up higher than that, but the state, it was with a grant, and the state said that they weren't gonna, hold the towns responsible for the extra cost, so. The DOT, we had a senior transportation grant through the DOT. The ARPA fund money, we got a lot of, projects under that. That's the fire department, engineering, the Gate Street, recreation plan, and, the radios, and a couple of other projects. The Forge Hill Bridge with the DOT, that project amount has gone up too. So it's more than 5 million, which the state's covering all of it. We don't have to cover any of it, thankfully. And then the steep grants I talked about previously, and the sidewalk grant, and the water study. So those are all projects that we're still working on: the sidewalks, the water study, the playground. The town hall improvements, we're actually working on all of them. So. A lot of paperwork. Thank you, Julie. And thanks to our planner who helped us with this too. Yeah. This is just a visual of where our tax money goes. The pie chart. The green, lime green is the Board of Ed. The orange is the general government, which is the budget we're talking about. The dark orange is public safety.
Yes.
The blue, public works. The light blue is roads, the money that goes specifically towards our road, and the smaller, I think it's also green, is the library. So,
Now, the mill right there, it's on that screen is,
Right now, it could change. We don't know the schools.
we don't know if the school budget's gonna change.
So this is just,
currently I thought it was 27.7.
yes,
Yeah,
So this is the 29.39
29, yeah, 0.39.
is reflective of the
Current valuation.
current budget
Yeah.
that you have
from the school.
here from the selectmen
Yeah, and the school.
and the school.
Yeah,
But the school is gonna have another meeting, so.
the school, yeah, the school's having another meeting on Thursday, so theirs might go up or down.
So the total amount.
The next slide shows it too.
Okay,
So this is we are gonna anticipate a mill rate increase, 29.39, which is higher. We've been lucky with the increase in revenue that we've been getting. Our pilot money increased, with the ARPA funds have been helping cover projects. So we've been lucky since COVID to be able to keep or since after COVID, to be able to keep the mill rate, lower it and keep it lower, but with everything going up in cost right now, we just can't. And it's still, to the 29.39 is still lower than when I started in fiscal year 17-18, when it was 29.45, so.
that represents how much of an increase, divided by the 27.7% increases. Okay, 6.1% increase. So
Yeah. So that's what we'll get on. We've gone over the budget, we've looked at places to cut, and the only way we would be able to is by cutting services. Yeah. I don't know if anyone has any questions. Okay,
I have 10 items on the budget that
okay,
just would appreciate further elaboration
Yep.
and understanding.
yep, that's fine.
So, starts off on page 1.
Yeah.
Town hall aid.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the difference between, I see it way out says variance on the right, $8,804.
Yeah,
And that's the difference between,
the 10 hours, because our previous town hall aide was working 10 hours. And this town hall aide works 20 hours. We just needed more, we needed more coverage in the town clerk's office and in the assessor's office to cover absences. So, and to assist like with the early voting, there's more work to be done. So that's,
And if
Double
you
your amount,
look,
so
if you look under the assistant assessor, we're not having an assistant assessor, it's all combined into the town hall.
yeah,
okay, and then, on line 51,301, professional fees. Going up, I'm looking at the 2023-24 column, comparing it to the 2024-25 requested column. So that's where the variance comes from, correct?
Yep.
So that's 5,000 increase, it's significant increase there, percentage wise again.
yeah.
Why?
That's something.
Oh,
But,
okay.
yeah,
All right.
that's our planner.
Okay, gotcha.
And keep in mind, it was the plan, the first 2 years of the planner was covered by ARPA funds.
Yeah.
But the planner has more than proven his worth
Yeah.
when you look at the grant.
Yeah.
And that's 7.5 million, so
Yeah.
that's really cheap for what we're getting.
Yeah, and that's very good, Steve, yeah.
Yeah.
Good point, good point. On page 2. Under treasury. The bank expenses,
Oh, yeah.
what's that about?
Okay, this is, currently with the bank we have Brinks that does they come and pick up our money for us.
Yeah.
That's currently covered in our bank, like, deal with the bank that we have. Because of that, because we have the deal with them for the, service, we can't invest the money that,
So there's a certain amount of money
yeah,
we're required to keep in Citizens Bank. And because of that, they say they give us all kinds of services for free if we're willing to keep a million, I forgot the exact amount. What we're trying to do is get away from that and move to paying the hard cost, which is the bank cost. So we can take that 1.5 million and invest it and make more an investment fee.
Oh,
So it'll be offset in investment fee.
all right.
so it's to cover the cost of the pickups, which is safer for our staff.
Yeah, all right.
And again, that offset, we're now paying that 2,300. But according to the current treasurer's report, year to date, investments and interest earned is $152,000.
So that's a good point, Skip,
Yeah.
yeah,
So again, the offset there
Yeah.
is,
wise, it's wise.
Yeah,
yeah.
All right, on the same page, coming down onto the public works. Oh, yeah, okay, we talked about equipment repairs.
Yeah.
Already.
yeah,
It seems like, okay, they go up every year because the equipment's getting older and all
Yeah.
that stuff, all right. Now, the same thing, I guess, with the highway materials. Doubled, 6,500 versus
yes, that's the cost of the materials has gone up. Including the guideposts that we use on our road, we have to replace them a lot. Those costs have gone up, all the costs have gone up.
all right, so that's a typical cost to do.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the tree removal, you anticipate, that's quite an increase.
It was currently going in as a capital project that we were putting the money towards. But because we're anticipating it to stay, there's a lot of trees that are hazards that we still haven't had a chance to get to, so. It'll be an ongoing expense and maybe someday that'll actually go down, but right now it's a necessity.
All right, then under public safety, fire protection, I think. you
Oh, and the
covered-
other thing with the tree removal too is where, we're paying extra for the tree removal because the company that's cutting the trees down is taking the wood so that we don't have to, pay or dispose of it. So that costs extra.
All right.
And that's a change from how it was being done before.
Yeah.
So now under the fire protection. Is that, I know you touched on it.
That's the cost of, I don't know, it's the requirements for accounting and a whole bunch of stuff has been getting more for the department, so some of the fees have gone up for them to cover that. We pay for their service, the cost of all of their equipment and all of their necessities are going up too. And we're actually, they're doing, yeah, everything's just gone up.
All right, and underneath, the beach security, I thought that was really covered, by the fees that we charge people to use the,
The fees help offset the cost a lot, but they don't cover everything. So,
You still have to put both in,
Yeah.
and, expense. You still have to show the expense.
the revenue, the fees come in as revenue.
And then miscellaneous revenue.
and somehow or other that's been factored in, I'm
Yeah.
assuming, yeah.
That's the actual cost of it, but like Julia said, it's kind of like the illicit money you have to show, but you're spending it.
All right, and then on page 3, under Recreation Commission, community programs, we went from 1,800 to 5,500. Any idea what that was about? Or-
I think they just want to start offering more programs.
It was the community, it's like one coming up. right now.
Yeah, the big festival they have at the end of the year, so
All right,
they want to add more to it.
Okay.
So if there's something for the town.
And also with the capital, the Gate Street Improvement Complex. With this getting an overhaul, we want to use it. So that's part of what the rec committee is planning for.
okay. All right, that's it. Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
Hmm.
Anyone else? Dan, did you have any questions?
No.
All right. If there's no more questions, we can conclude the public hearing. And move on to the meeting.
Okay, so do you need a motion to end the public hearing and move on to the meeting?
I don't
We
think
don't.
so, no. It's just a hearing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jack, thank you for coming and
Thanks your
thank you for questions. We always appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank
so
you.
I'm gonna be there. Thank you.
Yeah, I gotta go from there. Right, yeah, I mean.
So. You still in? That just became.
I'm still on sharing, see, but it won't open.
So stop sharing.
I can't, until I open it, I can't, it won't pop up. I can stop sharing.
Oh.
Yeah, see, it's there, here.
So try hitting the close button there.
Gotta close the room altogether.
That's fine. 'Cause
Gotta
we're
shut the meeting down.
straight. But when we finish the public hearing, we're gonna move on to
Okay,
Board of Selectmen.
I'll have to restart the whole
That's
thing.
fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
It'll then be 2 separate video
Yeah,
files.
For
too.
whatever reason, it won't open.
Yeah, that's fine. That's easier to separate for budget stuff.
Maybe.
Doesn't let you in.
It's first.
So that image right there, see if we can
Are
maximize
we still
that.
being recorded?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still live.
What?
Live troubleshooting. What could possibly go wrong? Let's see that icon.
Ask one question on the budget, just
Yeah,
on one of the slides.
yeah.
On your grant group slide, that total at the bottom, that would have been a total of all of the.
Yep,
But it wasn't.
Like you.
oh, it's not.
Around there.
Um,
1 second.
Sure.
I took
Sit down now, Ian.
Wow. But he said that it didn't add up right. Which one?
Your grant approved slide, if you're looking,
Were we over or under?
I had you as under at least, because. Unless I missed it.
Sounds really. Go prove you're wrong.
It's the grant approved slide.
Here we go.
Did you get it?
Yeah, it's up here. That's what the problem is.
So where?
Up there. So, hold on. So rather than end, you want me to end the meeting?
Yeah,
Okay, well, let's do the stop share first. There we go.